Good evening. I'm Alan Martin.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. Witnesses to a deadly workplace shooting in Morgan Hill say a disgruntled employee shot two of his managers before turning the gun on himself. The chaos at the Ford store off Condit Road sent panicked employees running for their lives.
Night Beat's Maria Medina was the first reporter on scene. And Maria, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, we're told that Ford employee worked here at the dealership on Condit Road for quite some time, but was fired today. That shooting unfolded at 6 tonight inside the service and parts department. Employees heard several gunshots and then began to run.
And we heard pop, 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 pop. And at that point, the person I was training said, "Those are gunshots. Let's get out of here, get out of the dealership."
Doug McGlashan says they ran from the gunshots, unaware at the time that it was a Ford dealership employee who had just shot two of his managers who just fired him.
But the person wouldn't leave after they were fired, and the service and parts director came into the service manager's office and said, "I fired him, now he won't leave the premises. Should we be burned?" Not 15 minutes later, gunshots.
Service advisor just looked at me and he says, "Run, there's someone shooting."
Jordan Valdez says the shooter worked in the parts department and was in his 60s, but did not know why he lost his job.
He was a very quiet individual, just kind of minded his own business, very humble to himself. He did his job.
And I've got two down inside.
Law enforcement from several agencies responded to the scene in what they thought could be an active shooter situation. They found the suspect dead outside with a gunshot wound.
My husband told me that there was a shooting and that he was okay.
Family and friends quickly rushed to the scene as the surviving Ford employees slowly trickled out to reunite with their loved ones.
I just ran, so I'm thankful to God that, unfortunately, he didn't decide to shoot anybody else.
Doug says he'd spent the entire day with the service and parts manager before the suspect took his life. Doug was hired by the dealership for the day to train their employees on new software and was nearly done when the day suddenly turned deadly.
It's just scarier than hell. I mean, I'm not used to hearing gunshots. I'm not used to being around this type of violence. So it's just scary.
And you can see police still on scene here. They'll be here for a few more hours, they say. We are still waiting on the identities of the suspect and the victims. A police source tells me that the suspect, however, is from San Jose. Live in the Night Beat, I'm Maria Medina.